Now it's time to uphold your end of the bargain, Fist.
Agreed.
Great. Back to the mythical land of Kunlun.
I'll head back upstairs. You know, check they're tidying up properly.
So long! Glad he's brightened up a bit.
Looks like She-Hulk's been busy.
Come on, it must be my turn by now.
You sure you don't want to join us in Kunlun, Daredevil?
Fisk Tower is just the start. The rest of the defenders need to clear this time state of Manhattan.
We could use a hand, though.
If there's any more clearing to be done, count me in.
Iron Fist, a man of his word, now joins the practically useless Spider-Man to show him how a real hero does things. That webhead couldn't punch his way out of a paper bag. Ha! No! Oh, I wish I had an Iron Fist. Anyway, he'd better have all his chi and both fists ready to retrieve the Nexus fragment from the Cave of the Dragon. Unless that's an ironic name, I don't think it's gonna have kittens in it. I think I might have broken this.
Guys, looks like we're stuck in here.
I have traveled this way before. There's a darkness here that I have never felt.
You're right, it is awful dark in here. Is there a light switch around here? Whoa!
Steady.
Yeah!
There are traps in here that even you will struggle to avoid.
Welcome to the caves of Konundrum.
That's the voice we heard from outside earlier, right?
There is something here you seek. You may find it, although there are challenges ahead.
Is he talking about the Nexus shard?
Let's begin our search.
So, this place is cozy.
This is a sacred cave. Very old.
Lego Marvel Superheroes walkthrough. This is the Kunlun or Kunlun Conundrum video or level. It's a video for the Conundrum level, I guess. This is the 10th level, so once we finish this game, we'll be about halfway done with Lego Marvel, so that's pretty cool. Making some progress, I guess, and this is one of the first, I believe, one of the first levels that I'm doing anyway, where we collect one of the 5 crystals that we are looking for so we can actually, I think we need the crystals to open up a portal into that giant head where the dog is, and then we're going to use that head to take down Kang, so that's kind of what's going on right here. Now, as I said in the previous videos, with these crystals that we're going after, you get to pick one of 3 teams to play as. Each team is going to have 3 levels they need to complete before that team is kind of checked off, and once you finish all, what is that, 9 levels of those teams, and we'll be near the end of the game. So I'm pretty sure we were already in progress in one of those teams in the previous video, because we finish getting all 5 crystals by the 18th level, and then level 19 and 20 are kind of finishing up and defeating Kang. So this must be the second time we were with the Spider-Man team. Anyway, it doesn't matter which team that you pick first. Sorry, my dogs are making noises behind me. Sorry if that gets too distracting. I'll tell them to stop, but I think my microphone's low enough you may not be able to hear them. I don't know. Anyway, it doesn't matter what team you pick first. You can pick any team and do them in any order that you like, and you can even switch in the middle of another team if you get tired of playing as a certain set of heroes. But for the purposes of this walkthrough, I'm just going to actually stick with one team all the way until all 3 levels are finished, and I'm starting here with the Spider-Man team. And as we can see, I cannot actually go onto that vine there to shimmy on across, what you need to do is switch here to Spider-Man, and you're going to use him to grapple between these two rocks. And I hadn't actually done this since the second level in this game, so I kind of forgot, oh, that's what you're supposed to do. I'm like, well, that's not it. And then that L thing is coming up and like, hey, stupid, click the L. I'm like, alright, fine. Oh, right, push and hold X to target 2 places. Alright, so there we go. Now we can actually walk across. Anyway, the teams that we are given are going to be like the Team Spider-Man, then I think there's Team Star-Lord, where you play as Star-Lord and the other people, and then Team Thor. And when you finish levels in this game, at the end of the level it says like the name of the level, and then there's a number which designates the number that level is. So if it's level 17, it'll say like the name and then number 17. So it's kind of funny is if you do the teams on the, I think like Star-Lord or Thor are teams that are kind of to the right when you scroll on the selection. If you do one of those teams first, you can actually finish level 16 and 17 before you finish like level 11. So it doesn't really matter what order it's in, but if you're kind of wanting to keep track of exactly what level you're on, then you'll want to make sure you do it kind of by the default method, I guess, where you pick the team that's the first one that shows up on the selection, and then you continue on to the next one when you finish that team, so on and so forth. That was probably really confusing. Whatever. This is a very weird level because we're kind of in this sort of swampy area with a lot of this plant growth, and we're going to be fighting a dragon as a boss, which we're actually going to be fighting a few dragons in this game because there's kind of a snake that may as well be a dragon later on that we're going to fight, and then there's, I guess Suitor doesn't really count as a dragon, does he? I mean, he's kind of a fire devil, but he breathes fire, and I think this dragon breathes fire too, so a lot of fire-breathing enemies or reptilians that we're going to be defeating. And anyway, I don't know really anything about this guy that's with us. I think he's Iron Fist. I know nothing about this guy. So I don't know why this dragon is his enemy, and I don't know why the guy who took over the dragon wants to defeat him, but yeah. Getting through this area... Hey, doggies. Slow down. Calm down. Over the top there. Anyway, I don't really know what this area is either. This level was probably, for me anyway, one of the most out of the place. It felt out of place just because I don't know, I didn't really feel like I knew anything. I know nothing about any of this stuff, and I at least had some kind of knowledge of some of the other Marvel heroes we've been with. I know nothing about Iron Fist and what we're doing here, so we're here with Iron Fist and we're defeating his enemy, and we're gonna get a crystal, whatever the heck the crystal thing is called. I'm just gonna call it a crystal because I don't remember what they're called, but anyway, we're gonna get that, and that'll be, I think, the first one of 5 that we get. So Team Spider-Man's gonna collect 2 of them. I think Thor gets 2 of them. Thor might only get 1 of them, but the third guy, whoever the third team is, that might be Star-Lord, they get, I think they get 1 of them. I don't remember, but either way, we're going to get 5 of these crystals by the time we are done with collecting them, and then we'll be pretty darn close to the end of the game. But that is, like I said, going to take, I think, about 8 or 7 more levels to collect, so this is going to be a massive part of this game, is just collecting these stupid crystals, which is, like I said in the previous video, about this point was when I didn't really like this game as much anymore, because they definitely had their formula going here. They had the puzzle area you had to complete to get to the boss fight, and then the boss fight, which is what's coming up next. As soon as we open up that door, we're going to walk through, and then I'll continue talking after the cutscene.
Yeah, but what's waiting for us inside? Watch your step here. It's about to warm up a bit.
Why am I getting nervous?
I can't imagine.
You weren't joking about the heat.
I guess the AC's busted.
A dragon?
That's enough fun on the dragon theory.
I am the immortal Iron Fist. None can stand in my way. Dabbles. It's been a while.
Steel Serpent to you, run. You may have the power of the Iron Fist now, but it will soon be mine.
Release Xiao Lao.
Ease yourself, Shao Lao. The shard of the Nexus is embedded within the heart of the dragon. Only when gifted power to defeat you shall I remove it.
That's his game.
Revenge.
is no power in all of Konundrum that can
Steel Serpent is this guy's name, and he's got a big giant serpent type thing behind him, so we're gonna take that out. And this boss fight, as usual, is pretty straightforward. So first of all, we got to take him out and just whack away at what he's doing. Now, I have to admit, I'm actually having a difficult time seeing what's going on my screen right now because my preview video is lagging like crazy. And I know the actual uploaded video won't lag so much, but if you're paying attention or if you've watched my previous videos, then you know that I had to do a whole lot of really annoying stuff to get my videos to not be corrupted again. So I'm having a little bit of issues which come with rendering a video multiple times to get it usable. So yeah, but anyway, it should look good enough when it's on YouTube. So anyway, just whack away at this guy, and eventually his dragon is going to start attacking us too, and his dragon's also going to send some things down on us, but they're not really too big of a deal. I mean, for the most part, this is another one of those straightforward boss fights, but for here, this guy's going to do most of his basic attacks. He's going to attack you. Wow, this video is really lagging. He's going to attack you with his fists, and then he's going to do a couple of ground pounds and some other... Holy moly, that is ridiculous lag. I really hope it's not doing that on YouTube. That'll be annoying. Anyway, then he's going to do some ground pounds and some other kind of methods that will ruin your day if you're in the middle of them, I guess. And then he's going to get a big giant fire vortex. And this vortex is going to follow you around. Now, if you really wanted to be lazy, you could just sit there and let the vortex kill you. I mean, you have unlimited lives, so why not, right? But eventually, you'll want to lead the vortex back kind of toward him, and then he will come on back down here, and then you can just start attacking away at him once again. And you're going to do that over and over again, exact same pattern as pretty much every other boss fight that we fought in this game. And once he is defeated, that'll be the end of the level, and that is it for me in this video.
Victory over the dragon. Now it is my turn to reap the rewards of my glorious lineage.
Yeesh, dude. Entitled much?
Friends into this sacred cave. They do not belong here.
This from a man who was exiled from Konundrum in disgrace?
He's got you there, buddy.
This cannot be happening.
Got it. Now's our chance.
Yowza! So is that Spidey suit flame-proof?
Well, when it comes to dragon fire, nothing is that. The dragon's heart belongs only to those worthy of its power. And you, Davos, are not. You are released, Xiao Lao.
Exactly how awesome was that?
I mean, the heart of the dragon. Where did you learn all that stuff?
Right here. A long time ago.
Got the Nexus shard? Then we're all set to go. This guy won't be slithering anywhere for a while.